Good morning and welcome to Tool Talks with Brittany. Today we are in the chicken room only because we're going to do a tool talk on feeders. So the trough feeder that they have in there, I showed you that when we were talking about what we're going to use. So the top, like I showed you in that other video, just slides over and you can fill that thing. I have a 3-quart scoop, and that feeder will take about the whole thing. It lasts a while. With these ones, you could probably leave them for a couple of days, and they wouldn't finish it. I kind of push the old stuff over and fill with new, just so they don't run out. But I have 3/4 of that filled with food and the last quarter filled with some grit. So you can use it for 2 different things because it's so nice and big. They have everything they need. The other ones have that same feeder, but I really like these trough feeders for that reason. I can go feed-wise, I could go a couple of days with the layers. They need theirs refilled at the end of the day. But the main reason that I come back out here is water. Water is not big enough to handle that much. So that's a feed option that we have. We also have this Roosty's feeder, which I like more than this one. This one keeps the food cleaner. They don't climb up on here and poop in it. And this, I had that in there for a couple of days. I haven't washed this. I wanted to show you guys. You can still see some of the feed dust in there. Not washed. This trough, I mean, I don't know. Can you see that? Is disgusting. They've climbed all over it, pooped all over it, So, if you have a few chicks that are not gonna blow you away eating all this food, this is the way to go. Problem with that one, you'd have to mix your grit into your feed or have a separate dish. This one doubles as grit dish and a feed dish. So yeah, I guess it's just the size of your flock and your personal preference. But I gotta be honest with you, if I had like a half a dozen chicks or maybe a dozen layers that don't eat as much, I would definitely go with this. 100%. I love this feeder. It just doesn't work. And it's not going to work. It's only a kilogram. It's not going to work for a big flock. But this will be what I use for, like, if I get 5 layers to top off, or when I start incubating my own eggs and I get a half a dozen to repopulate, that's what I'll use. Because that one is a lot easier to keep clean. It's a lot easier to handle and deal with. I really like both the Roosty feeder and the Roosty waterer. But feeders, I think the little holes in a feeder make a big difference. And the size. Size is a huge factor. So they seem happy. Feeders are a personal flock size preference, but I 100%, if you're gonna be over a dozen birds, I would get this. And if you're gonna have meat birds, meat chicks, I would get that. Because they just eat so much. Look at, I just filled that. Just filled all of this. So, that's what I know. If you wouldn't mind liking, sharing, subscribing, make sure that you're here for next Saturday's tool talk. Make sure you hit that little bell button down below. And I appreciate y'all.